Wow.
I gave
Oh
him.
my
Oh,
goodness.
I'm
yeah,
gonna get that coat, like the
rest in peace,
Corso.
Virginia.
Wow.
Yeah. We popped
Good
on
evening,
right as soon as
folks.
that game finished. As soon as
Hopefully
that
you're
game finished, I
still
said,
awake and
"Run the tape. Let's go."
up and going. It's actually wow, geez, we got that right at the stroke of midnight. Like
Ooh.
we are sitting here talking about it. That was actually really smooth. All right, so a couple score
Bang.
predictions
Anyway.
from around the country and from the weekend so far. So A8 American Conference Championship, Tulane won over North Texas 34-21. You had James Madison over Troy in the Sun Belt Conference Championship. Conference USA Championship, Kennesaw State over Jacksonville State 19-15. Boise State over UNLV tonight or Friday 38-21. In the SEC.
Did he freeze?
He froze.
SEC Georgia over Alabama 28-7. Big 12 Texas Tech putting belt 34-7 on BYU. And the Big 10 championship, we had Indiana upsetting Ohio State off a missed field goal at the end of the game. Shout out Mr. Sassor for that pick. That was crazy. Good job, Sassor. And for me, I got the Duke over Virginia Chaos pick. Let's go. This man's so far behind. He's lagging so bad right now. Oh my god.
Oh, I did freeze. My bad.
Yeah, you froze
for
such a long time.
I didn't realize it. Oh,
wait,
what score did you leave off
with? 2
with?
solid minutes. I was like, bro, what the hell?
You said SEC, and then
you're like
froze.
Oh, but yeah. So Texas Tech, yeah.
I got them all.
BYU. Oh, you got them all, and then also,
SWAC
championship.
Well, not all of them. I left that one specifically for you. You can have that one.
Oh yeah, SWAC championship. Shout out to PV, who came in and did the Lord's deed. You talk about just awesome. It feels so good to know you can just watch a football game and not really have a dog in the fight. Jeez, that's a beautiful thing. All right. Well, we're not here to talk about
any of those. We're here to talk about the playoffs. This is the most fun episode of Penalty Talk, our annual playoff prediction show. You know, we used to have the board, but now we're high tech. Mr. Peeps got me my Canva board instead of a whiteboard. We can't do the old fashioned whiteboard for these 12-team playoffs. We'll just be writing forever. So we present to you. Zoom that in. Now hold on. What you gotta do is put us on the side and put that big on this other side, like this.
Oh, okay, yeah, do that. Yep,
something like that. Yeah. Oh boy.
Okay. So, yeah, this is what we got so far. I adjusted 1 through 4, and that was it. Only because of the way that everything shook out, because I do think Indiana's definitely number 1, Georgia's number 2, Texas Tech is number 3 for sure.
Number 4 gets interesting. Do you put? I think you got to keep Ohio State over Oregon.
Yeah, because it was only 3 points.
Yeah, and then you have, I think you leave Ole Miss at 6 for their
Oregon's at 5
for their rightful showing for this season. I think you keep it there, even though we know their situation with the coaching and all that, but we're not going to really focus that much on that part of it. I think Texas A&M at 7 is a good spot for them too, right? We all agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you got, I think 8, I think we can leave 8 as is, right?
Yeah, 8.
I think Oklahoma, 9 is the big, 9 is where we start getting into the real questions of our seeding.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and
put them like in the middle here in that middle gray area. You see, like,
I was going to put them up here with the rest. You see?
Oh, the position bar thing is hiding all of those.
Is it? Wait, hold on, let me see. But you don't see like all the teams up there at the top.
Now I can see them. Yeah.
Yeah. So I put them up there with the rest of them. So,
all right. So let's get the first one out of the way. I think we put Tulane at 11.
Tulane at 11. Yeah. Okay.
As they're the conference champ, I believe you just stick them straight in at 11. They head up to Ole Miss, Louisiana. It's not the Louisiana team that's still your head coach, but it's the other New Orleans team there.
That's actually a rematch from a couple years ago. think they played each other in the regular season.
And then that's where I get interesting. Then you got
12,
10, and 9, I think are our biggest questions, right?
Yeah, well, I'd put 12 at maybe JMU or Vanderbilt.
Vandy can't get in. I honestly don't.
I think we can just go ahead.
After Alabama lost, come on.
Yeah, you can't put Vandy over Texas.
Yeah, you can't, because
Texas, especially since Vandy. Duke won, do we really think they're gonna justifiably put any how do I say it? Any ACC team in there? All right, picture this, y'all.
It's hard to
say.
So
we know Alabama beat Texas, and we know Miami beat Notre Dame, but Miami's also not been very good for the second half of the season, while Notre Dame has won 10 straight. So I think we put Notre Dame at 9. Peeps reading my mind on that one.
Yep. The only thing I would say is
10 is the one that's question.
So are we saying the 10 could possibly be a head-to-head battle of Texas?
The head-to-head goes a long way. Ooh.
Yeah, that's what
I was thinking the rematch. I think Sassor read my mind on that one.
That's a rematch right there. Because otherwise, why would you put Miami?
I feel like this is our scenario A. So, yeah, I feel like this is a good scenario A for us because we got the Texas A&M Texas rematch would go insane on the numbers, and I think Miami's out, and Alabama's out as Alabama's lost 3 games and whatnot. All right, so peeps, do me a favor, put in text here and then type this as scenario A.
All right. Let's see.
On your left.
Find it. And actually, no, I could just do this right here. Hold on one sec. Why waste time?
Number 1. There we go. And just retype that as.
There we go.
Cool.
Just center it a little bit.
You know how to duplicate pages, right?
Yes, I do.
Yes, sir. Duplicate that page for me.
Let's see. Let me scoot up a little bit. All right.
Cool. Now, so I got let's give our breakdown for why I think why we think this is gonna be like it is, because Texas A&M Texas rematch, got that from the regular season. Texas already won. That'll go insane on the ratings. Oklahoma Notre Dame, that's a solid first round matchup.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ole Miss and Oregon should have their first round opponents in the bag, and then you get Oregon Ohio State rematch from last year this year.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen too is I think Indiana's going to draw the Rose Bowl in that first round. Georgia's going to draw again. Wait, let me see. Hold up, I had it on a. I have it on a second.
Sugar Bowl.
Let me see.
What are the bowls for this year? You got it.
I have the playoffs matchups because they did change. Okay, so your matchups in the first round are the Rose Bowl, Orange Bowl, Cotton Bowl, and Sugar Bowl. So yeah, so Indiana will draw.
Going to New Orleans.
Yes, Georgia's going to the Sugar Bowl. Indiana's going to the Rose Bowl, and then I'm sure, of course, Texas Tech would take the Cotton Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And then that would leave Ohio State to take the Orange Bowl down in Miami.
I was going to say, honestly, it would make more sense send Oregon, Ohio State back to California again for that rematch.
It would, but the thing is you got to remember, the Big Ten champ, they usually take that.
The Rose Bowl, yeah.
Yeah, so it would only leave. That would still work in Ohio State's favor. A quick trip down to Miami, and then, of course, that draws Oregon across the country down to Miami for a game. And then the winner of that game at that point would then, I think that game goes to the Fiesta Bowl. Yeah, I think the winner of that game goes to the Fiesta Bowl. And then, of course, on Georgia's side, whoever Georgia beats for that,
I think it's a Peach Bowl.
Yeah, Peach Bowl. And those would be your 2 semifinal matchups. And then your national championship game is back in Miami.
I think that's a good scenario 1.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right.
I thought we were on scenario 2.
Scenario B. All right. Yeah, so I think our top 7's more or less set. But here's another one. I'm gonna say they do. It's gonna be hard to justify Oregon being over Ohio State since they both lost Indiana. But I mean, I would say you put Ohio State. Yeah, leave Ohio State at 4 and put Texas Tech as what, undefeated, right?
Yeah, Texas. No, well, not undefeated.
No, they have one loss.
Yeah, they have one loss, but they are a conference champ.
They stay. I say they stay in top 4 still.
Yeah, stay
I was
at
gonna say
4.
Yeah, 1 through 4. I feel like just it's not
Our
changing.
lock.
But hear me out. I mean, Ohio State did lose their championship. So what if they do get a little boot, but they're still there? Maybe they drop to, I don't know. What if they drop down to 8 or 9? What if one of those teams gets boot?
I think if anybody drops out in like the first top 7, I think Ole Miss is the one to do it because like the committee doesn't have faith in them after Lane Kiffin leaves.
I'll do.
That's what I was gonna say for scenario B. For this one, I'm gonna say Ole Miss drops to number. I think they still
10.
get a home game, but I think they go to 8.
Oh wait, yeah, I think they dropped to 8.
And you
that puts them.
Oklahoma. You put A&M at 7, and then Oklahoma. A&M goes to 6, and Oklahoma goes to 7. And then you got a Red River rivalry with Texas at 10.
So you have A&M going to 6,
and Oklahoma going to 7.
Okay, I follow you now. Okay,
I exclusively drop Ole Miss just because of like going through like the mind like one of these people that like, oh, you don't have a head coach right now in Ole Miss. It's a whole thing. Do you have faith in them right now? But you still have to rightfully give them their home playoff game.
Yeah.
Even though Oklahoma and Texas A&M are ranked currently lower than Ole Miss.
Yeah, no, I could see that. I still think though too. I think like because of what happened tonight, I do still think James Madison is in for sure. Number 11 is where it gets kind of interesting because you have a 2-loss
Tulane
team, and then at the
same time,
you
have a JMU 1-loss JMU.
Yeah, but Tulane was ranked higher than James Madison going into this weekend.
Yeah, Tulane was number 20. James Madison, they were. Let me see. Let me find it.
They were 25.
James Madison was 25. Yeah, but they were 8-0 in their conference. Tulane, however, was 7-1. So I'll just say I'm gonna just for.
I feel like JMU and Tulane kind of stay.
James Madison's one loss was to Louisville.
Just for giggles.
You're gonna swap them?
Yeah.
That's fair. Tulane was kind of struggling right there for a minute with North Texas.
Just to make it a little bit interesting.
All right, that's a fair scenario B. Scenario C, I'm gonna get a little wild with it though.
So scenario 2. Okay, so let's duplicate this again. And then we have scenario 3.
My scenario is literally just a bunch of SEC teams.
That's scenario B.
I know.
No.
Well, one of my scenarios would literally include, I think, Vanderbilt somewhere. Sorry.
I was going to do that one for the Doomsday.
I think they would slip somewhere between 10 to 12, or even boot out Notre Dame altogether.
No, they won't boot out Notre Dame.
If Notre Dame gets booted, Miami's replacing them.
Yeah.
And neither team played, so I don't know how you justify that.
It's true.
I mean,
and when you remember, Notre Dame's 2 losses this year is by 3 first week to Miami, and then by
Texas
1
A&M
to Texas
at home.
A&M at home. So
yeah, Notre Dame's not jumping Texas A&M. So wherever Texas A&M is, Notre Dame is behind them.
Okay. Yeah.
And then my thing is Miami. Miami is a good team, but Miami lost too many meaningful games. Like losing. Exactly. Losing to, I believe it was not Stanford, but they lost to Louisville. They
and
lost
Virginia.
to and
Not Virginia.
wait, was it Virginia? Let me
No, that
see.
wasn't Virginia. Lost to SMU.
Yeah, like you can't lose those two games to those two teams because, mind you, SMU is
Not
what,
even
8-4, 8-4, not ranked
Louisville, same
mathematically.
kind of thing.
Yeah, and then Louisville's 8-4 as well. Like you can't, nah. And then I think, and that's where Miami gets left out. I would say, well, yeah, hit me
All right,
with
this is our
this
scenario C, right?
scenario 3. Yeah.
All right, for funs and giggles, put James Madison back into the general area for me.
Oh, up top.
Yeah, I'm gonna be those committee jerkwads, saying that as
Okay.
nice as I can. You know, they got to do this stuff for the ratings, and James Madison, even though they are conference champs, their best games that they've played are probably like Marshall and Coastal and Troy and Wazoo.
Okay. Yeah.
Like you look at their schedule, they have not beat anybody, and they lost to Louisville, who's 8-4, who beat Miami, also. So you're like, all right, if you're the committee, can you really say James Madison will put up a better fight, even though they are conference champs? But it's
I
funny. I don't know
don't.
how it works on exactly like even if they are conference champs, are you going to put one that's not a conference champ over a conference champ, even if they are a significantly worse team?
I mean, I wouldn't say there's no way possible, but we have
I
seen
don't know. I
where.
find it hard to justify having both two G5 schools in there.
Yeah, yeah. This is where it gets tough.
That's because Virginia did not handle their business.
They didn't, again, because like this would have been very simple. I'm like, Virginia is in this. There's no James Madison if Virginia had won. Like, this is really simple, really simple. But because, again,
They
Virginia
lost.
didn't handle their business, now it becomes a tongue twister. So I mean, again, I think 1 through 4 is correct here. I don't see Oregon dropping down for not playing this weekend. I think Texas A&M is at 6. Now, one thing I will say is I do think that if you do want to create some SEC bias, what you can do is I think you move Tulane to 12, put them against Oregon and
Yeah.
Eugene. Let me make this a little bit smaller.
But Ole Miss beat Oklahoma. That's the thing. That's like the only issue with my whole thing is Ole Miss beat Oklahoma, but Ole Miss doesn't have a head coach no more.
So and I think that's the one little penalty here. I think that's the only thing that's going to penalize them right now is putting
But
Ole
that was
Miss
back when
at
Mateer.
8.
I don't even think Mateer played that game. Let me double check it.
Yeah, just go
Yeah,
double
he did
check
play
that.
that game. That was just after he came back from his hand injury.
Yeah, because they rushed him back even in the Texas game. And then I think too, what you can do is Alabama was 9. They lost, but they don't penalize them entirely. I think if you want to see some real SEC bias with this committee, you might see Alabama pop up at 11 tomorrow.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
And then you get an Alabama Texas A&M matchup. The winner likely goes to the Cotton Bowl to play the Red Raiders. Whoever wins the Red River rivalry here goes to the Sugar Bowl to play Georgia. Whoever wins, which is crazy to believe, whoever wins 8
That's crazy
against
to believe
9,
too. Yeah.
they go to the Rose Bowl, and then whoever plays 5 against whoever wins out of 5 and 12 goes to the, what is this again?
I was gonna
Orange
swap
Bowl.
back. I was gonna say for this one, swap back A&M and Ole Miss, and just don't drop Ole Miss for not playing. You know what I mean?
So swap 6 and 8.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you. Ooh, a rematch.
You get a rematch of A&M
in College
and
Station.
Notre Dame.
I still take A&M in that.
I would take
And
A&M
then-
in that one, and then you get Ole Miss, Alabama.
I like both of those. I think Alabama would win. I think Alabama would beat Ole
Alabama would
Miss.
win. I think, but see, the only issue with this is basically 3 SEC kind of games on your opening weekend.
Yeah.
But there is heavy SEC bias in college football. But then when you look at the next round, you're going to have only one SEC team, probably. Potentially 2 at most.
3.
Like in the main games, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because honestly, I do think Texas A&M could beat Notre Dame in a rematch in College Station. I think they could beat them again. And again, nobody's forgotten about what happened last year between Texas A&M and Notre Dame in College Station. So I think I think Texas A&M will be heavily motivated to not let that happen again. Red River rivalry. Ooh,
can't go wrong with that.
Oklahoma's pissed, but I don't know. I mean, hey, that's actually crazy to think about. So if 7 and 10 meet again like this, if this happens, do you put this game back in the Cotton Bowl or do you move that game to Norman?
The game would still technically be in Norman because it technically should be an Oklahoma home game.
Yeah.
Or put it in the Cotton.
I mean, I'd say put it in. If Oklahoma's smart, they put it in Norman.
Maybe.
Yeah, I like this. This one's a little more unlikely, but I feel like rating wise and like matchup appeal, this is probably the best one.
Probably. I would be cool with it. I would have no problem with this one whatsoever. These make for some really interesting matchups. And I do think Alabama would definitely on the road beat Ole Miss. This Ole Miss team, I think they could, which would set up an
Alabama. That game is just like they could not convert on 3rd down tonight against Georgia, and Georgia had the game plan straight and ready for them, right?
Georgia was physical tonight. If Georgia plays like that, if this Georgia team had shown up last year, Georgia would have probably been national champs.
Yeah, they would have won outright.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just gonna play devil's advocate for Alabama. So people are like, "Why is Alabama still in this?" I'm gonna just say it, right? So your first loss was to FSU in Tallahassee, week 1, with your first start pretty much for Ty Simpson and that team. Your next loss, your first major win was against Georgia in Athens. That was week 4. You beat Vandy. You beat Missouri, who was number 14 at the time. You beat Tennessee, who was number 11 at the time. You beat South Carolina. You beat LSU. You lost to Oklahoma by 2 in your own house. And then 2 was number 11 at the time. You were number 4. You beat Auburn in the Iron Bowl, and you lost to Georgia, who was number 3 at that point. So those are much better. That's like resume as a whole outside of that FSU game is still better than every other team that we've had conversation about. Because when you look at Miami's losses, they're against 2 A-4 teams. Alabama's 2 of their 3 losses are against a 1-loss Oklahoma and a 1-loss Georgia. And then you have the FSU. It depends on how much stock they're putting in that week 1 game.
I think nobody really forgets because what they lost to. They lost to Oklahoma, they lost to Florida State, then lost Georgia tonight.
And that was it.
Yeah, nobody's forgetting that. Like, if anything, the Florida State loss kind of comes back into your mind after what happened tonight because it's like you lost 28-7 to a superior team whom you did beat. So you couldn't beat them in a rematch. And then it's like, do we really want to put you in a playoff situation against teams that are probably just as good as Oklahoma, knowing you're going to lose to them?
And then that's the same thing. If you're having that conversation, you also have that conversation about James Madison.
Yeah.
Are you going to send James Madison to Mississippi?
Not to Mississippi, but I think
or to Eugene.
I see him getting sent to Eugene, to be honest with you. I could see it
both
playing
of those
out.
Would be a bloodbath.
Possibly.
Now, or
I do have a scenario.
Who knows?
Scenario 4.
Our doomsday. Sassor, bring up the Vandies.
Oh, that wasn't even my.
Yeah.
I
So we
I
have a
thought we were going to do
we have
that
a
for
fifth one.
scenario
We'll save that
5.
one.
I would
Yeah.
I
still.
was giving Sassor his Vandy one, even though I seriously doubt Vandy gets in.
My
I mean,
scenario
I still think
4.
it would be there. It would be there somewhere. I mean, I think. I don't know. Notre Dame gets the
You'd
boot.
send Miami in.
Yeah.
Oof. You send Miami in, then I'd say, you know what, Tulane would get replaced with Vandy.
Damn, this man dying. He worse than me right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. So this is one of my scenarios. I do think that at this point they still remember the fact that Miami did beat Notre Dame, and they slide Miami in there at 11, send them to Oxford. I think they keep Tulane in there over James Madison only, and then okay, now I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at. Let me bring back the Tulane schedule.
You need it?
Because when I look at Tulane's line of work, they did lose to Ole Miss 45-10 this season. They did, but I do feel like they are a much improved team since then. They went on a run, didn't lose a single game since.
And
They
already
did.
beat
They lost UTSA. My fault.
But also, you got to keep in mind they did beat the ACC champ Duke week 3.
Yes, exactly. So I think that would also qualify them to be the 12 team.
I think Tulane's in no matter what. It's just a matter of are they going to be 11 or 12. My whole thing with Miami is okay, you beat Notre Dame, but like that week 1 game, and you haven't had any signature wins since.
No, this is also true.
So,
All right, because like we're looking at their schedule of work, right? You beat Bethune, you beat USF, you beat Florida, you beat FSU, who did beat Alabama. That was also not the same FSU at that point compared to what they were starting out hot. You lost to Louisville, you beat Stanford, lost to SMU, beat Syracuse, beat NC State, beat Virginia Tech, and beat Pitt. Like, out of those games, right, only one team was ranked. And Pitt. That's currently ranked still right now, I think. Pitt's still ranked, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
No, Pitt's not even ranked right now. So you have zero wins against currently ranked teams outside Notre Dame.
Mm.
But for a scenario, I think you would swap Oklahoma and A&M back.
Okay.
For this one. I feel like for scenario C, that was just like the ratings one, like of which one would have the most ideal ratings.
Right.
And be like the most wanted matchups. But this one, potentially realistic. I don't see any way though you justify Miami, but if we need to have an ACC team in there, then I guess you would by default have to put Miami.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, Miami's the only way the ACC can even be in this thing. Because you're not putting Duke in this. You're not now. Duke's gonna get a good bowl game, but in Virginia,
so JMU's confirmed in even at 0 major wins, I guess, because they're a conference champ. They have 2 G5 schools in.
Possibly. Which I mean, which scenario was that? Was that scenario 2? Yeah. So it would be like this one.
Yeah, so they're saying right now, James Madison would currently go to Eugene, and you would send Tulane to Ole Miss.
Wait, pull up 1 sec. My bad. Trying to
based off all the game websites, that's what they're projecting.
So they're saying, let me flip this real quick. So they're saying saying JMU would go to
Eugene.
Okay. So JMU would go to Eugene, and then Tulane would go to Oxford.
Yep.
Which I could Yeah, that seems realistic. I feel like we had this at one point.
This was, I believe, scenario 1.
It was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. Yeah, it absolutely was. So let me go back and rearrange this. Yeah. There we go.
My whole thing though is, I get there to conference chance, but there's like zero justifiable way you can have 2 G5 schools in here, because I feel like Tulane, since they're higher ranked, should automatically get that bid for the G5. Okay, even if you're a one-loss Jamie, you have like your resume compared to like a team with a couple more losses but have a way more beefier schedule and a better team. It's kind of hard to justify that one, in my opinion, to have 2 G5 schools in there.
Right.
No, I like a good G5 school. Don't get me wrong, as USF. Oh, I'm like, geez, this does like can't. It's a hard sell personally,
Yeah, I mean,
because you're gonna get 2 blowout games on your opening week of playoffs.
I'm
Most likely.
At this point, I'm just saying to myself, I'm like, how much did Tulane learn from the first time that they played Ole Miss in Oxford? Like, how much did you really learn from that? Because that's what it's.
All I'm gonna say is, I want to interrupt. All I'm gonna say is, you're gonna send 2 teams with their head coaches already halfway checked out for another school.
Yes, that's also true.
That's all I had to say on that. Because James Madison head coach already taken a job, and Tulane's head coach we already know is going to Florida.
And you know, Tulane, James Madison's hiring Billy Napier.
That part.
Wait, what? Billy Napier's what?
Billy Napier's going to James Madison. Shout out. What's up, R Ron 22.9 and BDR. Yeah, it's like, it's just like a hard sell. Like realistically, like based on the letter of the rules for the college football playoff bracket, this is what it should most likely be, right? Scenario 1. This is what it should be. By the letter of the law, this is what it should be. Now pull up scenario 3 back. But by who are the best teams in college football, and who you think can go band for band with another team in matchup wise, I feel like this would be the best matchup wise.
Yeah.
Like if you want to see, are you not entertained? This would be the are you not entertained type of bracket.
But you know what else is crazy? I could see them just like pulling a fast one. I could see them doing something like this. I could see them doing this and just leaving it.
How do you justify putting James Madison over Tulane though?
Again, because of the fact that Duke beat Virginia tonight, you automatically disqualify the ACC. I feel like they would rather the Sun Belt champ, not to mention Tulane's 45-10 loss against Ole Miss earlier in the season, along with also losing to University of Texas San Antonio. I feel like those two would be something that they would hold against Tulane, keep Tulane out, and then at that point put James Madison in.
See, the only thing I would say to that is they already stated that whoever's the higher ranked to the G5 will take that seed. And since you're going into the weekend, Tulane being 20 and JMU being 25, that's why I say it's probably like, how do you justify it, even though both of them don't have a head coach fully invested right now? And hell, Ole Miss doesn't even have a head coach.
Correct. But they also said as well, a Duke win tonight did JMU a lot of favors.
Yep.
Because they did
it opens the door for them.
Yes.
Whether the door should be even existing is a different question, but
yeah. Which would be crazy
You know,
too, because for James Madison, that would be like the first time like a team has gone to the FCS playoffs as well as the college football playoff. So like James Madison, technically, in a sense, is like probably one of the fastest improving programs
teams
in.
in college football.
Yeah, it would be insane. Because one minute you're trying to go basically snatch North Dakota State's chain, and then you can't do that. Now all of a sudden, now you're in the college football playoff, generating even more revenue for yourself.
I don't know. It's just like they should, like I said, by the letter of the law, it should be Tulane and Jamie both in there. But it's just
Yes,
like, God damn. I don't know if anybody really wants to see two 30-point blowouts on the first weekend. Now, very well, it could be where Texas A&M like versus Texas or somebody like that. Like, I doubt that's a 30-point blowout if that was to happen, or like Oklahoma Texas is supposed to be a 30-point blowout. I don't think that happens. But like
well,
you
I
can
think 8 and
easily
9 and 7 and
Alabama
10
Ole
are
Miss
definitely
turn into a
competitive.
30-point blowout without Ole Miss's head coach, without Lane Kiffin there. You just don't
Yeah.
know what Ole Miss you're gonna have without a head coach.
I definitely think 8 and 9 is a competitive game. I definitely think 7 and 10 is competitive.
I feel like no matter what, you're always going to have a 1 or 2 game blowout in the first round.
Oh
yes, because I mean,
SMU
what?
Penn State last year, for example.
And then wasn't Indiana and Notre Dame? Wasn't that a blowout too?
Yeah, Notre Dame gave them belt.
Was it at TCU? I forget who it was. TCU and someone else, but TCU just got the belt.
TCU Michigan? That was a couple years ago though in the
Yeah, that was like
championship.
a shootout.
What?
No, TCU Michigan wasn't a blowout. That was a semifinal game. TCU Georgia was the blowout.
TCU blow. Yeah, that's the
So here are the games. So you had Penn State beat SMU 38-10 last year. Then you had Ohio State throttle Tennessee 42-17 as well. And then you had Notre Dame beat Indiana 27-17. So you had 2 blowouts in the first round last year.
Well, if they won 2
And then you had
blowouts, just
2
send Tulane
blowouts.
to Oxford and James and Madison to Eugene.
Yeah. So I mean,
But
it would
hey, you never know.
probably
You could
be
have like a USF Florida game where the G5 comes in and upsets them. But I seriously doubt that happens in a playoff environment.
yeah. See, so it could shape up to be something like this where you could see something similar. Because I'm gonna tell you now, it's gonna be super cold up there in Eugene when James Madison goes. The only difference is James Madison is used to it because it gets cold down there near the Potomac. I believe that's the Potomac, right? Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that where James Madison is? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, like Tulane and Ole Miss going back at it again, a rematch from back in September, from September 20th to be exact. Like, I still would take Ole Miss with a chance to go to, what would that be? That's the Cotton Bowl. Yeah, a chance to go to the Cotton Bowl to play Texas Tech. And then, of course, I take Oregon and Ohio State in a rematch of last year's Rose Bowl, but only this year you move it to the Orange. Yeah, you move to the Orange Bowl. And then I do think Oklahoma can beat Notre Dame. And then you get like an Indiana Oklahoma type matchup in the Rose Bowl. It would
That
be
would be a
like,
defensive line slugfest.
yes. Oh, yes. And then Georgia against the winner of the Lone Star State Showdown in the Sugar Bowl. I'm cool with whoever wins that game.
Yeah. That side of the bracket, I think, would be the most entertaining.
I think it would be too. I think it would be. I would be.
But I
You
will
wouldn't
say
have
this:
no
if
complaint out
the
of me.
bracket worked out like how it is right now, you will see Texas Tech in the semifinal.
Oh, for sure. You would. You said you
But
would.
you gotta, as it happened last year, all the teams with the first round bye did lose, so gotta keep that one in the back of the mind.
Yeah, that's
Hi,
true.
Cody Branky. Thank you for
I
being
feel
one of them.
like.
Terrible
I f-
takes. Thanks. Oh, you're watching.
I feel like.
Yeah. See, this is the thing, right? So if Alabama does like That's my whole thing. Is like Alabama's resume
boo
is so
hoo,
much better
whatever. Come
than
on.
JMU's. I'm just saying it is a way better resume than JMU's. If JMU's is a conference champ, well, it's a Mickey Mouse one. I'm gonna say that. No offense to
Now,
somebody.
I want to address this real quick. A, your mom should have swallowed you. B, I see 63 viewers, so kiss
Yeah.
my ass. Honestly, you're not gonna get rid of conference championships.
They're not gonna get rid of the conference
It's not
championship, but
happening.
I just don't know if you could kick them out just because they lost compared to that.
They can throw all the trash they want to at them. Like it's still
if anything, Alabama fans are now going to petition for Kalen to get fired. That's what's going to happen. I feel like at this point.
again, like they did week 1.
Sure.
I don't think you fired Kalen just because of the championship game, but it's very disappointing for an Alabama fan to go 2 years without Nick Saban and miss the playoffs both times, especially in a 12-team format.
Now,
to not be a part of it either time is just kind of embarrassing if you're a program like Alabama.
Now, for Alabama, I'll say this: if they want to say get rid of the SEC championship and stuff, you had your opportunity. You should have won. The opportunity was afforded to you through Texas. Texas gave you the golden ticket to get there. You had a shot to beat Georgia, and you couldn't get the job done. Truthfully speaking, you should have beaten Florida State week 1. You should have beaten John Mateer and Oklahoma. You had both of them. Opportunities were afforded to you, and you still could not get the job done. So you not getting in perfectly proves you don't deserve it.
UT will not be there. I'm going to just ask you this one, John. Who do you think would be in there beside Texas? Are you going to really put Miami over them? Okay, so everybody's agreeing Bama got to be out, right? So yeah, this is scenario 1. This is like what we think is most likely going to happen. But how much is committee values potential rematches vs rankings? Who actually is best? I think it's more fun to make a cool second round matchup than the ones we're already seeing this year. That's fair.
Yeah.
Which is why we have it where you're gonna have A&M and Texas as that's like and Tulane Ole Miss as rematches technically, but you're like, if you want, you could send what you're gonna do. Send Notre Dame to, and you still have what Oklahoma. Where are you gonna send Oklahoma then? To not have a rematch, you're gonna put what Texas A&M to number 6. Put A&M at 6 maybe, and then you put Oklahoma 7 and what Notre Dame 8, and you drop Ole Miss down to a road game because they don't have a head coach. That's the only way you're not gonna have a potential rematch at that point. And like this is like the first year where you're really seeing a top 10 team don't have a head coach. This is like all uncharted territories for college football right now because you've never really seen a top 10 team not have a coach in the playoffs. And you don't know what the committee's going to say is like, oh, well, this team, sure, they've won a lot of good games and they have the resume to do it, but you're like, you guys don't even have a head coach right now. We don't know what you are without Lane Kiffin. And it's a very legitimate question to have about Ole Miss. And yes, they're kind of like, I don't want to say it's kind of similar to what FSU went through when Jordan Travis went down. And I feel like they could do the same thing to Ole Miss.
You know what? I'm going to make one interesting for you. Since somebody said Texas won't be there. How do you feel?
You're going to send Miami to play the Aggies? Oh, God, that's a generational belt coming to it. That A&M front 4 against Carson Beck, just put the money down on 4 picks for Carson Beck.
How do you feel about that, Dalton? That top right.
I could get down with it. I don't mind it. I still want to see Vandy in there somewhere, like maybe against the Ducks,
dude,
against
I'm
Ole
sorry.
Miss.
I'm gonna be real with you, man. I'm sorry. I can't. I mean,
but they did lose to Alabama, so I mean, at that point, you're thinking, okay, you would boot Alabama.
They lost to Alabama and they lost to Texas.
Andy, yeah,
that's the hard thing. Like, you can't really jump both teams while not playing.
Yeah, so you would probably at that point. I think Texas over
Wait, here we go. Georgia didn't really give payback on Alabama. Alabama still owns Georgia.
At least the only thing we can all agree from tonight is BYU gone,
Oh yeah, BYU's out.
Virginia gone. We ain't got to worry about either of those teams. And then you really just have to debate on, all right, you want Miami, Texas, or Alabama, or James Madison. Those are really your 4 teams. I feel like Georgia didn't really get paid.
Oklahoma's some good resume games, but my eye test says they're not a college football playoff team. Elite defense for sure.
I'd agree with this, but it depends on what Mateer we get, right? Because like Mateer before the hand injury was playing some outstanding football. It was just after the hand they rushed him back and he wasn't the same.
Correct.
But like when you watched him, right? He played clean football going into Alabama, over 6% passing in Alabama when he went and beat them. That was mostly the defense, Joe, to be fair. You beat an LSU team that was halfway down the drain, and he had 3 picks in that game. Not very great. And you beat Missouri, and you had under 50% completion. So I'd agree with all this right here from Chris. And it's like, that's why we had it in, I believe, pull up scenario 2 for me.
Scenario 2, you got it. 1 sec.
That's I think we had, I believe A&M went back to 6, right?
Yes.
Yeah, A&M went to 6. We had Oklahoma at 7. And Ole Miss we dropped to 8 because we didn't know. Ole Miss kind of got the Jordan Travis type treatment where it's like, remember that it's like FSU didn't lose, but we're like, well, we don't know what you guys are without your quarterback, so we're going to drop you. And that's why FSU didn't make the playoff. And I feel like that's going to happen to Ole Miss, where they kind of drop a little bit because you don't know what they are without their head coach. Meanwhile, Oklahoma would drop to under A&M because for exactly the points that Chris said.
Here we go. Wait, oh.
I like Texas Tech. I'm gonna be real. That
I think they could win it all.
Nice. They are legitimate contenders for sure.
Imagine a Texas Tech Texas A&M matchup. All Big 12 rivals going at it.
I like the Indiana front four, and they stood on business. And
yeah, they did.
Mendoza plays when you need to play. Mendoza makes it.
Wait, what do you say between Notre Dame and the Hoosier State, Indiana? Hey, yeah, they impressed.
Yeah, I ain't saying you wrong, Chris. You was right on the part with the material decision making. Like I said with the LSU game and Missouri games, he wasn't great at all in completion.
Yeah, because he's got a point because Oklahoma did barely skid by Auburn. Oklahoma barely got by Auburn. They lost to Texas.
It's kind of like, you remember how you were saying how there's 2 games that were blowouts last year?
Yeah,
I feel like the Oklahoma game, if the defense doesn't hold, that could be a potential one where it could end ugly for Oklahoma, and it could end up kind of like how Tennessee was last year if they get a bad first round matchup.
And then, only 17 to 13 against.
I'm gonna just say this: if this is what it worked out to, where it's like you end up with Oklahoma, Texas, and the way Texas has been playing recently, Texas might run out the door with them. I can see that game getting ugly.
Yeah.
I feel like this one, if you flip back Tulane and James Madison, I feel like that's also a very legitimate chance.
If you flip
happening.
If you flip Tulane and James Madison.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's do like this.
I can see this one happening as well. Just by letter of the law of college football saying that just because you won your conference championship, you have to be in, technically. Even if your team is not better than some of the other ones. About attack right now, holy shit. Anyway, yeah. I feel like the games might not be appealing on that bottom side of the bracket, but if you get A&M and Texas Tech in the second round on this side of the bracket, and you get Oregon and Ohio State second round matchup. You can get a Notre Dame Indiana type matchup in the second round, and you can get a Texas Georgia or Oklahoma Georgia in the second round. So like,
I think.
who was it who was talking about second round matchups? I think it was this one, right? Yeah.
Wait, whoa,
Yeah, this one. This is like, I feel like scenario 2, we already did this one back earlier in the show. I feel like this one is also one where you can have it where the first round matchups have some appeal to them, but the second round ones are where the banger is going to happen.
Utah at 15. Ooh.
See, for Utah, it's kind of like the similar boat where with Vandy, where it's like, can you, without playing a game, can you legitimately jump the 13 and 11?
Yeah, see, wait, bring that back about Utah's chances. I just don't see how they could get over Vanderbilt, who wrote a book report basically saying why they should be in. Of course,
Vandy was begging Miami to play each other.
Yeah, it's funny. Of course, the school that has the highest academic requirements in the SEC would write a book report saying we deserve to be in. Of course. But yeah, I just don't see Utah jumping over Vanderbilt. I just don't. I think Utah is a good team, but I just don't see how it works.
We 100% sure the ACC won't get their hands dirty and convince. See, I said this on our podcast Wednesday night. I thought Duke would have been in since they're the ACC conference championship. But it's like, oh, well, they lost 5 games. Apparently, they can't be in. And James Madison, since they're currently ranked and Duke is not ranked, then you have James Madison going in over Duke.
Because that's why, there were James Madison fans there at the ACC championship tonight.
But see, this is the funniest part, right? With the Miami jumping Notre Dame because they want an ACC rep. Notre Dame, I feel like, for the last, I want to say 8 years now, I feel like Notre Dame's been kind of a default ACC team.
Yes, they have. And I
believe they're in the ACC for everything but football. It's just football they stay independent.
Yeah, and financially, the revenue that they generate for themselves being an independent, it all comes back to them. It's not shared amongst the conference or anything. So I can understand why they've been an independent for so long. It's actually a genius move for them.
Yeah.
Hey, anytime.
All right,
man.
I'm gonna address this one real quick. So the reason why I got Texas in is right. You lost to 7 week 1 to the number. Well, at this point in time, number 4 because they lost to Indiana. That was one you lost. You won it to Gainesville and you lost. And we all know Gainesville is not exactly an easy place to play.
True.
You beat Vandy, who was number 9 at the time. You beat Kentucky, which was not a very good team at the time, but they were at that moment.
But they got
blown out by Georgia, which I think is. I feel like the loss to Georgia is their biggest detriment. But then they did go and beat Texas A&M, who was number 3
by 10.
Notre Dame is Big Ten. Shit.
Yeah, interesting. I didn't.
Honestly, I'm thinking basketball.
That's pretty cool.
They're a Big Ten in hockey, and so is Michigan and Minnesota.
Michigan State and Ohio State. Those are the 4 teams always be dog walking each other. And Minnesota Duluth. Forgot about that.
Yep.
I feel stupid.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. Learn something new every day.
But I know basketball. I'm pretty sure they're ACC. Let me double check that before I keep yapping.
Yeah, I believe they are ACC. Yeah. Wait. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't understood why Texas has been disqualified. If we are putting the best 12 teams in the country in, I don't see how the Horns aren't in that. Just my opinion. No, and that's a fair discussion because again, you beat the number 3 team in the country, you beat the number 9 team in the country on November 1st. You deserve it. You were unranked and you beat a number 6 ranked Oklahoma team. You beat them good, 23-6. So there is a argument to be had. You lost to the AC, or my bad, not AC. You lost to the SEC champ. You had
you lost in Gainesville, and you lost to the second place team in the Big Ten.
Yeah,
who's number 4.
Those are not. I mean, outside of Florida, those 2 losses aren't necessarily bad losses.
I feel like Texas and Alabama are kind of how do I say this right? If you put the 2 of them side by side on paper at this very moment, we know Alabama beat Texas, right? But then you go and you look at their wins. You both beat one beat Georgia, one beat A&M, who are 2-3. Texas A&M is now 6, whatnot, right? You go and you look, okay, they have one bad loss each, right? One loss to Florida, one loss to Florida State. Florida and Florida State both played each other. We know how that went. That's all I had to say on that matter.
Also,
And
I
we
will
know
add to. I will add to. I think the little bit of the Manning family curse. The Mannings don't play too well when they go to Gainesville. Florida. Yeah, they don't play well. Like, I mean, Peyton never beat Florida.
Notre Dame this part is also I agree as well because I feel like it's going to be the SEC in the Big Ten. That's really what's coming down into.
With current trajectory of college football, maybe 2 super conferences. I think it is going towards 2 super conferences, but I also do think Notre Dame should stay independent because of the fact that, again, like I said earlier, they generate a lot of revenue for themselves, and they collect that revenue being independent. Whereas if you put Notre Dame in a conference, the revenue that they generate gets shared amongst the entire. Yeah, it gets shared. So it is smart for them to stay independent and then schedule whoever they want, you know? So I don't blame them. I would stay independent.
And if I'm not mistaken, with Notre Dame, right, their first 2 losses were weeks 1 and 2, and that was, I believe his name is CJ Carr. Yeah, CJ Carr. That was his first 2 ever college football starts. Yeah, and you lost by a combined 4 points. It wasn't like you got blown out or anything. It was your freshman. He's not a freshman. He's a redshirt freshman, I believe. His 2 games, you lost by a combined 4 points, 1 on the road, 1 at home against a very good SEC team.
I'll tell you one thing. Notre Dame came through in the clutch this season on the Hard Rock Bet app after those first 2 weeks.
How much does a win vs the same opponent at different times in the year factor in? Because a win at Oregon at Penn State on whiteout. What the hell is going? Now this one, I'm gonna say this, right? Because Penn State was fully healthy, agreed, and Dante Moore went in and just dog walked them, right? That was probably one of the best QB performances we've seen this year. Was that because we all know whiteouts in Penn State are not easy. They're like context in those games, right?
Right.
And an IU win is like, well, that I feel like for Indiana, they kind of get the pass on this entire thing, but like, if we didn't know Indiana was the number 1 ranked team now, undefeated, beat at Big Ten championship, all that, right? You would say, yes, that's a weaker win against Penn State than it was when Oregon beat Penn State. But then it also goes into the same thing where it's like, so I got distracted. My fault. I'll get back into that. How long do you guys think the 4 points to make it at this point? Talk about them in the picture, so I assume they're out. Okay, for them, I feel like the whole thing is, okay, I don't know who the analyst is saying is going to be number 10, because that's like the biggest question, right? Are they putting Bama in at 10? Because you can't put Miami over Texas, I think. There's like no way you can put Miami over Texas at number 10.
I agree.
And I feel like 11 and 12, by the letter of the law, they're locked in. So it becomes, are you putting Bama or are you putting Texas? And Bama's got 3 losses. Texas has, I believe, 2? No, I think they have also 3. Let me double check that.
Oh, I did not know this.
Yeah, they have 3 losses.
New DC to begin the year, Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman is a cover machine. Past the season, so I'll make you cash back. Yeah, he does. Ooh, because I made some money on the Irish this season after the first 2 weeks.
I feel like Notre Dame, if they can pull Oklahoma or Ole Miss in the first round, they're winning that easy. Especially if they get like Ole Miss at 8 and 9, I feel like that's money for Ole Miss right there. That's free money on the books. If you draw Ole Miss round 1, right? Oh, okay. Texas and Florida, right? I believe that Texas-Florida game was the first game. Dallas Wilson, I believe, not Trey Wilson. I think it's Dallas Wilson played that game, and he went nuclear in that game, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check myself to make sure. I think it was Dallas Wilson. Yeah, Oklahoma. We kind of already know that one has no offense. I'm just trying to double check to make sure. I think it's Dallas Wilson is his name. It's one of the Wilson kids.
Well, he brings that up for this comment. Do you still see Bama sneaking in? Honestly, so we do have. There is one scenario that we did present earlier this evening. The third
I think
scenario
that's 3.
where we did see
the SEC biased one.
There's like if this committee just goes full blown SEC bias, I do think there's a scenario like the one in front of you where they could end up sneaking in. I think that they could probably just say, you know what, forget about Tulane,
because they
JMU.
were kind of playing with their food against North Texas.
Yes, they early on they did, and I could see them just saying, you know what, put a game in Oxford, and you know what, throw Alabama at 11. Whoever wins that game, they're going to the Cotton Bowl to go play Texas Tech, and then let's have a game in Eugene. Let's put JMU there since they probably have a better shot, supposedly, in the cold against Oregon that time of the year. And whoever wins that game, they get to go to the Orange Bowl. They get to go play Ohio State. And then, of course, as you can see, 8 versus 9, Texas A&M and Notre Dame in a rematch. Whoever wins that one, they get a date in the Rose Bowl with Indiana. Whoever wins a rematch of the Red River rivalry, they get
a date
shot at in the Sugar Bowl.
And back for this one, Dallas Wilson was one. He had 6 catches, $111, and 2 TDs, and then that was his first game of the year. That was his first game of the year, and they had no film on how to defend him. After that game, Dallas Wilson had 24 yards in 3 straight games. He did not get even close to that. So that game against Florida is very fluky. And hold on. What's funny is no one's talking about the only reason Oklahoma went to Tennessee and Bama and won is because of 3 turnover piece and would have handed it to Oklahoma. I'll say in Oklahoma's defense, the defense is very good, but that offense is a legitimate concern. I do agree with that. From I think Chris Miller said that one earlier in the chat. If they don't let Notre Dame in, and we don't see, Notre Dame has to be in. I feel like Notre Dame.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame.
I don't care what anybody says. Notre Dame has to be into the playoffs, I believe, because Jeremiah Love been crazy. That team, they lost. The 2 losses were by a combined 4 points.
Now,
you cannot have an Alabama, Texas, a Tulane, any other school who has 2 losses or more. They cannot be above them, because Miami, even though they did win, was by 3 points, and Miami also lost to 2 4-loss teams.
You know, I will say this though: is there a possibility in a universe where they take away Ole Miss's home game, but they put Ole Miss in, and they give it to Notre Dame? They give Notre Dame a home game.
I think they send them to A&M.
Huh?
8 and 9.
No, I'm saying I'm saying if they put let's say they put.
Oh, if you put A&M at 7 and Ole Miss at 10.
No. I'm saying what if they give Notre Dame a home game? They just
Ole Miss?
Yeah, let's say they put Notre Dame at 8, and then they just take away that home game for Ole Miss. I
agree with Freddie here. I said this Wednesday. I was like, it's hard for me to justify having 2 G5 schools in, but technically, by the letter of the law, it has to be a conference champ. If it's not, is whatever. I'm not getting into that again, but yeah, I agree. It should be the 12 best teams in there. If you want to have a G5, it should be one of them. It should be one, not both. I think this is a good way to wrap it up, though. Already run an hour. I'm half so it's 1 a.m. on the East Coast here. We started this as soon as Duke picked off Virginia to win it in OT. I told this man
literally the stroke of midnight we started.
Favorite and then surprise sleeper team. Ooh. All right. I guess we could do it. Run it back to scenario 1. Let's just operate if it's scenario 1.
Okay. I'm telling you now, my favorite in any of these scenarios, I'm going Georgia. Georgia's my favorite. Just Georgia's the way that they look today. My favorite.
I can see it. Hold on. All right. How did you get us back on the top? Put us back on top.
Oh, I got you.
So we can see Sassor. There we go. Cool. Yeah.
I can actually blow this up and make this a little bit bigger as well, too.
I was also distracted for a while.
Wait, hold. Take away this comment for a second, so I can I'm just trying to make it
zoom it in
bigger. Favorite Indiana sleeper. I'm almost feeling Texas Tech, or maybe A&M.
All right, that's fair. All right.
Oh, that's what I'm
You
feeling.
fixing the bracket or like the sizing?
Yeah, I just wanted to fix the screen here so it could be a little bit bigger.
Nice. All right. For me, I'm gonna say my favorite. I know they lost tonight, but Ohio State did not play their best football tonight. I feel like they had kind of like a hungover game after that big win against Michigan. And I feel like the Ohio State you're going to see in the playoffs is not the same one you saw tonight. And
Oh, not
also,
at
that
all.
kicker should not have missed a 32-yard field goal.
27 yard. 27
Oh,
yard.
27? Oh, shit. I saw that ball go to the left, and I was like, you know what? I'm out.
I
when
saw
that,
immediately, like, from, like, just the way he like, lined up and drove that kick, I was like, that ain't going in.
That was a shame.
And sure enough, I looked at it.
Yeah, for me, I'm going to still say that defense for Ohio State is nasty. I know Indiana and Ohio State, I think, have the two best defenses right now in college football. But I think you kind of saw it a little bit. Jeremiah Smith, Sayan didn't play his best football either. But like I said, I think they had a hungover kind of thing. They didn't fully prepare this week. They had a lot of stuff going on with Hartline, Henry, and all that stuff. The distractions played a factor, and I think you're going to see those distractions play a factor in Ole Miss as well as Tulane and JMU as it goes on, because all three of them have no head coach, or they're bringing in a new guy currently. So you got to keep all those things factored in. Sleeper team, though, I'm going to say my sleeper team. Wait, scenario one, we have Miami in at number 10?
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I bumped them in. Wait, hold up one sec.
I think we had A&M in Texas, right?
Yeah, we had Texas in there.
All right. But anyway, still for the sleeper team, I don't know if you can really consider Tech a sleeper team, because for my sleeper team, I'm gonna stick it
that's where I was going
like,
next.
first round team. I feel like I should be like a sleeper team should be a first round team, right? Like we all agree, should be like a first.
You know, that's where I was going. I was gonna say like Texas Tech.
It's hard to win 4 straight games. I'll say that it's very hard to win 1, 2, 3, 4 straight games, right? But if anybody can win 4 straight games out of who's left, I think it's either A&M or Notre Dame.
You know what? I'm gonna say that. Yeah, my sleeper team is A&M. That's my sleeper. My favorite's Georgia. My sleeper's A&M.
I'm gonna say my sleeper team. I'm gonna say it's Notre Dame, just for the fun of it. Like their path to the playoff. I think they can get past Indiana if they're careful. They already beat Indiana last year. Like it's not the same Indiana team, but they can do it. Like their defense is good enough to do it. They can match that physicality, because if it's one thing Notre Dame got, it's an O-line to match that front four of Indiana. And Jeremiah Love is a different beast. So if anybody can go from the first round to in, it's going to be either A&M, who has to beat Texas and Georgia, which is 2 SEC teams, or Notre Dame, who has to play a semi, depending on what week you're getting, Oklahoma and Indiana, and then you would have to play Ohio State, most likely. I don't think Oregon can go and beat Ohio State. That's a much easier path for Notre Dame than it would be for A&M to go straight down. But I think if that's the case in Texas Tech, but Texas Tech's the second round team, so I don't want to actually save them as a sleeper team.
It's crazy. These games will actually be played December 19th and 20th. So we got
a week.
Basically, we got like we got basically 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Yeah, so some of these teams have already had time. They've already started healing and getting healthier to prepare for this. Yeah, and watching film. So like, look, whoever didn't play today, they have a leg up on Indiana, Ohio State, Georgia, Texas Tech. Like a lot of these teams have a leg up, and they also have if JMU gets in, they also have a leg up on JMU as well too.
And also, you got to remember too, last year all 4 teams that were in the first round lost, or the second round.
Yes.
Like whoever had a bye, they all lost.
Yes.
Arizona State lost.
I think
lost.
that changes. I think that changes this year, because I think teams are going to have to adjust their approach of how they prepare for that, because you have a situation where this was brand new to exactly, and this was brand new to a lot of teams. They didn't know how to go about it. Same way where, like, you remember Alabama in the playoff, what Nick Saban had said in 2014. He was like, nobody really knew how to approach that, how to go about it. So he was saying, like, you had guys like kind of doing their own little thing here and there, not really locking in and focusing like they should have been. And then all of a sudden, he said that experience in 2014 helped us in 2015. So whoever gets that bye this year that is returning from last year that had a bye last year, like again, Georgia, hence why I say they're my favorite. They probably know how to maneuver it this year.
That is true. Also, this point is very true too. Boise and Arizona State. But I will say though, that Texas Arizona State game was so much fun last year.
It really was.
I'm gonna miss you, Cam Scatterboot. Get better. That was some fun football with him and Jackson Dart's
Oh my
cocaine
God,
kids.
Also, we appreciate you, Freddy Fingers.
Shout out all y'all in the comments. I think this is a good way
Yeah,
for us
for
to
real.
wrap it up though.
Oh, yeah.
But hey, shout out. Do a quick fun thing. EA, D5D, Taco and Chicken, BDR, RR Ron, Mr. Goat, Chris Miller, and Freddie Fingers, and who else did I forget? Anybody? Kev from Tally. Hey, shout out our boy Kev from Tally, friend of the show.
Yeah, Kevin Talley, man, he's consistent every week, man.
Ethan Howard, Afro Magic. Hey, we always live Wednesdays, 8 p.m. boys.
Yes.
Yeah, for Texas, so we kind of decided Texas should be in because they got that win against A&M, and also that game against Florida was highly fluky, to be honest. And the Manning curse in Florida is kind of oof. Canes can be in it, but I feel like it's hard to justify those 2 4-loss wins. Four loss team
where's
losses.
that scenario at? We had it.
We had a scenario in
Where's that?
Miami,
Yeah.
and I believe, right?
Yeah, we did have a scenario where Miami gets in. A trip to Oxford awaits if they do get in.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think that's
there is a possibility there. We'll see what happens.
See, now the whole thing with that Miami Notre Dame, I don't know. Just we do have Bama making it in scenario 3. Can you pull up all 4 of them at the same time so people can see it before we wrap up?
So this was the third one. That's where we had Alabama getting in.
Okay, so quick response to Tootsie. If Miami doesn't get in, Notre Dame should not be in. I'm gonna respond to this by putting it in perspective of who said it. This one. How much does a win vs the same opponent matter at different points of factoring, right? Like context of the games, right? Miami beat. Hey, Flash showed up. I know who that is. That's Flash. Flash showed up on the chat. I was gonna say. Oh yeah, so that was CJ Carr, redshirt freshman, first ever career start. He lost 3 points in Miami week 1, right? Your next loss was to A&M by 1 in your own house. Very good SEC team. We already know number 7 and number 6. Number 8 currently in the country, if I'm not mistaken. Kind of flipped him around. And see, now this is like that's why we run these different scenarios on the show, because like you got to factor in all these things, right? Like, well, you made your conference championship, but you lost your conference championship. Should you be punished for that?
Lost it convincingly. Say that.
But see, now that's the thing. You did not handle your business, and we said this Wednesday. If y'all go back and watch, we said if Bama had lost by 3, they should still be in. I think at number 10, right? If they had lost by 3, but the way they got their butts handed to them by Georgia, it's just like,
yeah, dang. It's like it makes you wonder. It's like, can you really? And then the thing again, Alabama
you lost Oklahoma in your own house.
Exactly. You lost to Florida State. You lost to an unranked Florida State team that you were supposed to throttle preseason.
And this is the one right here. Was what I've been saying is like Miami lost to 2 4-loss teams. Notre Dame lost by a combined 4 points to 2 ranked teams.
Yep.
Flash said, all to get destroyed, Jamie. Or get beating Jamie just by Ohio State. Yeah, this is the thing. So that's why we have in scenario 1. Just scroll it off for them. At 122 people. Shout out all 122 of y'all popping in at 1 a.m. on the East Coast time. For us, just yapping college football.
Yeah, really. Dude, shout out to you guys.
Yeah. For Lookout Pete, this is what we think most likely should be what it is. But Common ops. Okay, I don't feel like coming back through all this.
Bring up Mr. Chicken Ball. Bring up Mr. Chicken Ball. God, that's what a name that is.
Give me a minute. I got it. I gotta find the back. Where the hell Mr. Boy went? Bro, where does this guy went? Damn.
It's right there. Yeah.
I gotta bring up this one.
I thought we blocked him. Dude, screw that guy. Wait, here we go. Wait. What do you mean?
See, people want to talk about the FSU loss week 1, but then they want to bring up Notre Dame's loss to Miami week 1.
It's like, dude, look.
And that's the thing with the double standard.
You can't say stop talking about it. It happened. It's still being held against you. It's going to be held against you. Same way the Oklahoma loss is going to be held against you. The same way tonight being beat convincingly is going to be held against you. Like these are three games that were winnable that you could have had.
I'm gonna do a quick on this one, right? So somebody mentioned common ops, right? So if you want to go play into this whole shit steak of a spaghetti noodle twisted turn type of thing, you had Oklahoma who beat Alabama in their own house, and Texas that thoroughly beat Oklahoma. So that's all I gotta say on that part for that whole thing.
Also, Mr. Sassor, I think someone's in the same boat as you.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, we can't go past that comment. I was about to bring it up. I was like, hey, someone agrees with me. Someone agrees with me.
And this part right crazy. Here too.
That Notre Dame win is a single reason Miami's ranked. Ooh, hey.
Still could be a possibility. You never know. Anything's possible in these scenarios. Anything could happen in the next couple of bowl games. From like outside of rank 12 to 15.
My boy's about to pray the rosary, drench himself in holy water and everything, trying to pray and hope that Vanderbilt gets in tomorrow.
And you got Bama beat Georgia in their own home, lost in the SEC on a neutral site. And that's where it all gets, like I said, it gets really complicated. And that's why I was like, I don't feel like getting into all this right now. But 5 SEC teams and no ACC. Buddy, I hate to tell you, but the ACC is actual dog water this year. That's like the nicest way I could say that. And they said, I believe it's like 99% chance you can have 0 ACC teams in.
Okay,
Notre Dame just beat.
But see, here's my thing, dude. Here's my thing. But what happened tonight? You had a chance to win and automatically secure your spot regardless. If Alabama would have won, we would literally have every scenario on here where Alabama is in no matter what. But instead, you couldn't get the job done. Common ops scored.
Miami scored, I believe, 20 points in the last 3 minutes of that USF game. So you got to factor all that kind of stuff in too. Notre Dame, when they were up, they would just run the football and run out the clock.
Oh, wait, here goes
Miami was trying to run out the thing.
Manny Diaz won an ACC championship. Bro, that's crazy. God, it's crazy, but it's true. Jeez. And then not to mention, he used to coach at the University of Miami.
That's why he's saying it.
Oh, God, that's crazy.
Texas, Alabama out. My whole thing is, can you really justifiably put Miami over Texas or Bama? I think if anyone's got to be in, right? I think you would rather have both Texas and Bama in and have no ACC teams and one G5 team, but that's not happening most likely. Just show them scenario. Okay, what we can do? Give them scenario 1 for 10 seconds. Scroll down to scenario 2 for 10 seconds. Let them see all that. Scenario 3, scenario 4, and call it wraps, man.
So it's scenario 3. Alabama's in.
Hold on. You gotta hide the comments so they can see the whole thing. Show them scenario 2 first. And who did Notre Dame even beat that was significant? All right. Let's see here. You lost by 4 to 2 top 15 teams. You beat USC thoroughly. You beat Pitt. You beat Syracuse. You beat Stanford. All of whom Miami has a very similar schedule against. Blew out Navy. Blew out BC. Beat NC State, Boise State, Arkansas. They're literally banking off a USC win. Notre Dame, Miami's banking off of a Miami win 13 weeks ago. See, Bro, I gotta respect Chris Miller, bro. This man just thoroughly does not like Oklahoma.
Vandy
Yeah,
deserves
this
it
is the
more than
thing too.
Notre
Is like,
Dame and Miami. Oh my! See, Dalton. They.
What?
Oh wait, no, that's not it.
What?
Wait, Dalton. They calling for you, man.
Thank you. Some people agree. You can't just boot out 12 through 16 or 13 through 16. You got to look at those options too. Got to look at their records, their scheduling, everything from like 13 to 16.
This is crazy.
see now the people making me want to do it, where we just take. I just want to take Oklahoma out and just do it with for fun. You want to make a scenario where Oklahoma's out, even though I seriously doubt they take Oklahoma out.
Okay, hold on one sec. I got you. Let's see.
All right, what we'll do is give me a scenario 5. What we'll do is we'll drop Ole Miss down to give Ole Miss a road game.
Okay, so are we taking Oklahoma out of this
Okay,
one?
if we're doing this, right, if we're going to argue Miami or Notre Dame, by that logic, neither one should be in. Because if we want to stand on the ACC's dog, neither one should be in.
Put freaking Vandy in. Put
if
Vandy.
They both have very similar wins,
right? Vandy in the scenario.
Yeah. That's what we're
going
to do. That's it. Around one. Now, this is what I'm going to say, right? In response to this, right? So people want to say like, Miami only beat Notre Dame. Notre Dame only beat USC, right?
Does that make some of you feel better?
If that's the case, neither one should be in at that point.
Does this make y'all feel better right here? I took out Oklahoma. I took Ole Miss's home game away. I gave Notre Dame a home game.
Give me A&M at 6.
Okay.
Give me A&M at 6 there. Put Ole Miss, or put Notre Dame at who else? Put Vandy at damn. I'm trying to think. Give me a second. We're Vandy. We wouldn't really do it for fun. Just F around at this point. It's like, what else we got? And see, that's my point right there too. But I just don't feel like getting into all this already. Put Alabama in here as well, and take out. Put both of them in. Let's just put all SEC.
Yeah,
we're really. Wait, hold on. Let me copy an image. Okay. Copied.
Files. Jesus Christ.
This is hilarious. This got to be the most fun.
Okay, so we're taking Miami out of this.
Yeah, you know what? Just for fun, take out both Miami and Notre Dame just to make the people. Put JMU in there. At put Tulane at 11, JMU at 12. Put
Okay, so Tulane at 11.
Yeah.
And then JMU at 12. Okay.
Just for fun, bro. Let's just do this. Hey, I'll take this one too. It's okay. Give me that as 8 and 9. But we ain't gonna do that. Making this too complicated for peeps.
All right, wait. Okay, so I got it right here. So what is your 7 and 8?
All right, give me a second. Put Ole Miss back at 7.
Okay. There we go.
Texas at 8.
Texas at 8. Wow. Okay.
And then put Alabama at Ole Miss and Vandy at Texas.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
This is insane.
Put this in the F around bracket.
Okay, so here we go.
I like this idea too.
Is that better?
Yeah.
I love how y'all just.
This is the F around, guys. Y'all do not take this one serious. This is not.
Jesus, like it's literally. I just didn't know that we'd have this many people banging the drum for Vanderbilt. This is just wow. It's literally what it is: shits and giggles. Like,
all right, okay. What you got? You see those 4 squares at the bottom, right?
Hey, according to this right here, Alabama should definitely. This is accurate.
I agree. Cody, I agree with you too. Like I said this earlier this week. I said, yeah, even if they lose, like I'm getting blown out. I think it's with that. Bruh, this is shits and giggles one Afro. Chill.
No, hey, look, after Magic,
we
I
both
agree, but
agree with you.
you
Vandy
have
should
a
be out.
small.
I know.
I mean,
Oh,
but
great.
Afro, see, here we go right here. Vandy deserves it. According to Mr. Sassor, Vandy deserves it too. Like, again.
Thank you to the people that think Vandy deserves it too.
Jesus.
I like causing chaos. Okay, I love it. I love causing chaos. I don't give a shit.
See, you have a whole revolution behind you.
I can see that though.
Yeah, we know that. We know
See,
that.
I agree. Alabama
we
beat
know that, but they
Vandy,
should
but then we
still
also
be
got to
in.
factor like 2-3 losses.
How funny!
We're just like I said, shits and giggles.
How funny that would be if
Bro,
Miami.
you guys not read that? It literally says shits and giggles. This one is not the serious one. We're just doing this.
Bro,
for
this is
comment.
actually pretty funny. This would actually be hilarious. That would actually be hilarious.
Oof.
Only for them to just get matched up in a bowl game somewhere.
Okay, yeah, that's fair though. Here, what we'll do is send Texas to put Ole Miss at 7, Texas at 8, and then put.
Or how about this? Just
yeah,
do
flop,
this right here.
flip Vandy and Alabama. Yeah, that works. That could be the shits and giggles one. What's the real one? Okay, peeps, you see at the bottom right, it has like 4 squares on the Canva page. Go down.
Oh, right here.
Click that. No, next one on the right. Yeah, that one. Grid version. There you go.
So would I pull up number 1?
Yeah. Oh, it's not showing yet? Alright, just go back to the regular one.
Oh, the double click it. There we go.
Alright, this is like the legitimate kind of one that we have. And this, I agree with this too. I don't think there should be 2 G5 teams. I think it should be somebody else.
It might end up just being like 1. So like, I don't even see what's going on because I'm actually on like the actual screen. Wait a minute. Wait. Let me go. Let's see. What is wrong with you guys? Oh my god.
No.
Is that the only reason why we want Vanderbilt in? No. He's not gonna run away from this. Is this the only reason that we want Vanderbilt in?
I mean,
so that's why the book report was written and submitted.
Yeah.
Okay, we have Texas jumping up that far because Tulane is number 20, JMU is 25, and even though they are conference championships, they technically still have to take the other 2 spots, and then Texas just takes it. And Alabama would drop to, I believe, third. Like, you just flip-flop Alabama and Texas. But even though Alabama beat Texas, it just gets in a mess.
Sheesh.
We just say Alabama's lost to FSU week 1 compared to Texas's loss to Florida. It's about different.
So Flash and Los Papi just really want Vanderbilt in just to see Diego Pavi's mom.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's go, guys.
We agree, bro. We agree. Like, the G5 has to have their rep for this situation. Even though I don't think I'll say this. I don't think any G5 team this year is on the same level as Boise State was last year.
No.
I want to say Texas should be in. I was not a big Texas believer, but after the way they played against A&M, I felt like they kind of like.
Yo, yes.
Okay, if the Florida loss was bad, then what do you consider the FSU loss?
Oh my gosh.
And see, that's also the thing with the G5 teams. Their head coaches already have one foot out the door. You have literally Billy Napier coming in for JMU, which is why I don't think they should be in. Again, it's just like, why? Everybody wants Vandy.
Dalton, you see what you've started.
This is all Dawn's fault, bro.
This is literally just.
Yeah. To cause chaos.
I'm not doing. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this tonight. That's where we just say, you know what? Thank you so much.
Yeah, we agree. It was also the first game for Dallas Wilson, who's the only reason why Florida won that game.
This is also true too.
And no film on NFSU's quarterback. That is true, but also no film on Dallas Wilson. It's like you can go between this like all day, and it's
all right.
It just gets. Dang.
So we've seen.
If you guys want, there's like 5 different scenarios. Just go back and watch the video. We could timestamp it if anything, but like, it's 1:30 on the East, bro.
From Utah, BYU fans are so delusional. I believe that. I actually strongly believe that. After what we saw today, they are not a top 10 team.
Nah, BYU gotta go.
Yeah, no.
And Texas Tech is the real deal. I agree. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But again, shout out to the person that said this was a great video earlier in the comment section. Appreciate y'all. Hopefully tomorrow.
The great comment section. Hey, shout out all y'all in the comments. I can't shout. Normally, I just shout out everybody in the comments, but there was too many of y'all, so shout out all y'all. Y'all were great.
Yeah, this was
I will say Texas Tech is better than.
They're the sleeper agent.
Some teams out there, I will say that their offense looks legit. When you say offense suspect, and I say the offense is legit. They have their moments where they look very legit, and they win. That's all I gotta say.
All right, so I think we've got.
I agree. Notre Dame should be in, but people think
we got like 2
Miami
claps
won
for
week
Ric Flair
1.
here.
So.
What?
Anytime, man. Anytime. No, I was gonna say. I think like
y'all want
I think the
8 o'clock on Wednesday nights, we will be covering college football, NFL, hot topics, whether that's NBA, NHL, Formula 1. You know, big Abu Dhabi Grand Prix race tonight. Oh,
tomorrow at 8 a.m. Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Yes.
I'll still be in the bed sleep.
Max Verstappen claimed first.
Do y'all think the way Bama lost today should penalize them? It won't. I will say if the game. If final score was like a 1-score game, I don't think it would have penalized them. To the fact that they got their butts handed to them, it's just like
McLaren.
That's the only thing. I like Oregon. Don't get me wrong. I like Oregon a lot. I'm a big Dante Moore believer. I just don't know. They're very injured right now on offense, and I don't know if they can hang with Ohio State on the trenches.
I'm sorry. That shouldn't have been as funny as it was. Oh my god! I need to go lay down. I'm sorry.
Hey, we rooting for Verstappen over here. Thank you very much. But yeah. McLaren got the nice cars. McLaren got a better car than Red Bull, but I got to go with Verstappen.
Yeah, Verstappen.
I think a 2-score game wouldn't have hurt them, but the problem is it was a 3-score game. We need a long video of all the college football bowl game predictions, like ESPN Bowl Challenge. Hey,
oh god,
we just can't have that at midnight. That's we gotta go earlier.
We can't do that at midnight though.
I was gonna say we might be able to do something like that though.
I got a 45 PowerPoint I gotta finish tomorrow.
If we start that off, dude, I'll tell you one thing: the first 5 minutes are gonna have a lot of pissed off.
Oh yeah, the Bolts let me down tonight too, Flash. I don't understand what's going on with the Bolts. Can someone explain, please? That defense is garbage.
All right,
they have no offense, bro.
I need to go lay down.
Anyways, y'all, thank y'all so much for a great college football playoff prediction video. I came up with this idea 2 years ago. It was like only like 5 people who showed up. This was a lot more fun. So shout out all y'all 124 live viewers at one point. That was really crazy. Yeah.
Thank you, all of you.
This was fun. And we went a long ways from our whiteboard.
Yeah, we are. Very long
way. From the 14 playoffs, now we have 12 teams running a full Canva breakdown, bro. That's crazy.
For real. Yep. But yeah, folks, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Don't ever quit a conference game ever again. That's true.
Yeah, y'all stay safe. Y'all stay blessed.
Stay blessed.
Whatever tomorrow. Enjoy your NFL Sunday. Good night.